What's up, guys? Mickle here, and we have some very interesting information to go over in regards to the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass emails. So last night, everyone was expecting the SEC to file a motion for reconsideration regarding these emails to Judge Torres. Now, Judge Torres already ruled that the SEC needs to hand over these emails, and almost every single legal expert following this case thought the SEC was for sure going to appeal this decision in order to cause more delays. Well, guys, after waiting till 12 o'clock last night, this motion never came in. In this video, I want to break down why the SEC didn't file this motion for reconsideration. What is happening now? What are the next steps? Has the SEC already handed over these emails to Ripple, or do they have another way to delay this case? Guys, we are going to talk about all of that in this video. Make sure to stick around for this whole thing. What we are seeing right now is absolutely fascinating. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold is one of my favorite exchanges and a great place to buy and sell XRP. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the update. Real quick, guys, with all the craziness going on in the market right now, I know everyone is looking for a way to make an extra buck. Well, right now, MooMoo is running an awesome promotion where you could win up to 15 free stocks. There's actually a double chance of winning an Apple share right now. It ends in 8 hours, so make sure to check that out. But not only can you get these 15 free stocks, but you can also take a stock picking quiz and get a free share of Amazon. Guys, I would definitely check this out. This is an excellent way to get some free stocks. MooMoo is a regulated exchange. They have some great features, so make sure to go check that out. The link for this will be in the description of this video. So guys, right when I was about to start making this video, I saw this brand new report come in from Senator Pat Toomey, and I could not believe it. Guys, get a load of this. This is absolutely crazy. Gary Gensler's assertion without public analysis or justification that dollar-backed stablecoins could well be securities is emblematic of the SEC's failure to provide clarity on its approach to digital assets. Guys, take a look at this, because I guess Gary Gensler was actually in a chat earlier today where he made the statement that he believes stablecoins could be securities. Now, we saw Gary Gensler hint at this a long time ago, but it seemed like he kind of dropped it. I thought he gave up because it is so obvious that stablecoins do not pass the Howey test, but guys, it looks like he is still trying to push this narrative. This is absolutely insane because stablecoins so clearly do not fit into the Howey test. I cannot even believe that Gary Gensler is still trying to push this narrative. One of the prongs to the Howey test is that you have to be expecting profit, and I think it's fairly obvious by the definition of what a stablecoin is that there's absolutely no profit to be made. Regardless though, Gary Gensler is not going to drop it, and he is going around still saying that he believes stablecoins could be under his jurisdiction. Guys, at the end of the day, after listening to a lot of different people talk about why Gary Gensler is acting like this, the answer is clear. He wants the SEC to get as much authority as they possibly can over digital assets, and he is not ready to lose any ground. He's going to try to grab every single part of crypto he can possibly get before Congress actually puts some guardrails up for what the SEC actually has jurisdiction over. Now, I am shocked that he is taking this approach. It seems so obvious to everyone, and I think it's a hit to his credibility even going out and saying stuff like this. But guys, I think this just shows that Gary Gensler is not ready to give up on anything. He is fully ready to say that anything out there is a security outside of Bitcoin. It looks like he did give up on that one. But guys, it just shows that Gary Gensler, when he says this stuff, he's not actually saying it out of any faithful allegiance to the law. He's just saying what he wants to happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I think this is a big hit to his credibility because it's going to make it really hard for people to trust what he's saying. You never know if he's just trying to push his own agenda or what he's saying is actually the fact. Either way though, I just think this is a really bad strategy for the SEC to take. They've already lost a lot of public trust, and I think this is just going to lead to even more people being angry with the SEC. Ultimately though, that is a great thing for you and I. So guys, before we get into some wild stuff regarding the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass emails, I quickly want to go over something else that happened today, and that was that Tapjets filed their amicus motion brief to this court. Now, we were expecting this to happen, but it just came in today, and guys, I thought Tapjets did an excellent job. Now, it wasn't as much of a slam dunk as the iRemit one. iRemit really took some hard shots at the SEC in their brief. If you guys remember the video I did about iRemit's amicus brief, guys, they ripped apart the SEC, straight up called the SEC's entire case a conspiracy theory, and said that the SEC only brought the case to try to expand their jurisdiction over digital assets. So those were some very harsh statements. We didn't see that same thing out of Tapjets, which honestly is kind of expected. I didn't expect Iremit to do it either, but Tapjets does a really good job in this thing in just breaking down to the court, hey, we use XRP because XRP is useful. It has nothing to do with the company Ripple, and it has nothing to do with an investment. Take a look at these 2 points. I thought these were very interesting. First of all, they said the whole reason they listed XRP, and the only way they did list XRP, was through a poll on Twitter where their users of the Tapjets platform told them they wanted to pay with XRP. So obviously this has nothing to do with the company Ripple. It literally came down to a Twitter poll, which kind of just deflates the SEC's entire case. But also take a look at this. They say right here that Tapjets uses XRP as a fiat currency and doesn't even hold the XRP, so it can't be an investment. They also said they use XRP because it's fast, safe, and secure, literally disproving the SEC's theory that XRP has no utility, and they're saying that it actually drops their fees on their platform by a very significant amount, almost by a full decimal place. So guys, I think this is just a very good example for the court to look at to say, hey, there are real businesses all over the world using XRP for its utility and not using that XRP even as an investment. Ultimately, I thought this amicus brief was very good. I think they hit on some very important points, and I think it's going to go a long way in just showing the court that, hey, the SEC was absolutely lying when they said XRP had no utility, and if the SEC actually thought that XRP had no utility, they had no business bringing this case in the first place. The fact that the SEC would even argue such an absurd thing just shows their lack of knowledge for digital assets in general. So guys, this either shows that the SEC was completely lying when they said this, or they don't even understand how XRP works. Ultimately, all of this just goes against the SEC. It makes their case so weak, and it shows that people all over the world have real businesses that use XRP, and Ripple doesn't even know about these businesses. Guys, XRP is such a clear-cut non-security, it's not even funny at this point. I didn't think this amicus brief or the one submitted by Iremit were even going to be accepted by the court, but guys, the fact that the court wanted to see these just goes a step further in how absurd the SEC's accusation really is, and it really shows that the court's not buying it at all. So guys, I want to finish this video off and go over the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass email debacle that's going on right now, because last night we got a very interesting twist in the saga. So I'm sure most of you are caught up at this point. Essentially, the SEC has been ruled by the court to hand over these emails to Ripple 7 times now, and the SEC has objected every single time. So after watching the SEC object to every single decision that told them they need to hand over these emails to Ripple, almost every single legal expert following this case made the prediction that the SEC would once again ask Judge Torres to reconsider her latest decision for the SEC to hand over these emails to Ripple. Well guys, that decision was due last night and it never came in. As we can see right here, Crypto Law tweeted out, no such motion appeared on the dockets. So that leaves the question, why didn't the SEC file this motion? And it actually leaves us in some very interesting places for this case going forward. Now, first of all, we do have some good news in that the SEC is finally starting to feel some shame at their agency. Almost every single legal expert following this case thought for sure that the SEC was going to object to Judge Torres' decision simply to delay this case going forward. Now, this is something you should never do in a court case, but something the SEC had done routinely throughout this entire case. A lot of people thought that since the SEC was willing to sacrifice its reputation this entire time, that they would be willing to sacrifice it going forward. Now, we do see that the SEC was not willing to do this anymore. They did choose not to object to Judge Torres' decision, clearly because they know they were on a very short leash with the court. Now, I've been pointing this out for a while now. I've been saying how bad of an idea it is to try to piss off the court right before summary judgment decisions, and that's obviously because this court is going to make the final decision at summary judgment. So I was just saying it seems like a really bad idea for the SEC just to be throwing out these different motions to delay this case forward, pissing off the court even further right before they're expecting the court to try to rule in their favor. It seemed like a really bad strategy for me, and it looks like the SEC finally caught on to this because they are finally not delaying at every single chance they could get. This was pretty interesting, but did leave us in a pretty interesting predicament of where we go now. So as of now, there's essentially a 60-day gray area period where the SEC can either hand over these emails to Ripple or actually file another appeal to the Second Circuit. Now, Ripple has to come out eventually and demand that the SEC hand over these emails, and then Judge Torres is actually going to make the decision as to whether or not the SEC can appeal this decision to the Second Circuit. Now, I do have a feeling that the SEC will appeal to the Second Circuit. I have a feeling they have a couple more tricks up their sleeve, and this might be one of them. This delay would be a little more respectable than them asking Judge Torres to reconsider. I still don't think it would sit well with the judges. I still think it's a bad idea, but I think it's something the SEC is going to be willing to do. Now, with that said, none of this solves the SEC's big problem that they are still eventually going to have to hand over these emails. And Ripple actually made a very smart decision to actually push forward to summary judgment without the emails, so no matter how long the SEC takes, it doesn't actually delay this case further. Ultimately, the SEC is just delaying their own demise. So here's the big question that we're ultimately left with. Is the SEC going to be willing to hand over these emails to Ripple and push this case forward ultimately to the summary judgment decision, or is the SEC going to be forced to settle? That all comes down to how much the SEC fears handing over these emails. If these emails have something seriously bad in them that they cannot afford to hand over, guys, the SEC needs to settle now. There is no way they're going to get away with not handing over these emails, and that is clear to everyone. The SEC's other option is that they just have to eat it. They need to hand over these emails to Ripple. Ripple's going to see them. They're going to be made public, and ultimately these emails will help influence the judge's decision at summary judgment. Now, it's already been alluded that the SEC literally said in these emails that they weren't sure if XRP was a security or not. So guys, that's essentially a case ruiner and shows that the SEC never should have brought this case in the first place. But if they say something even worse than that, then I don't know how the SEC could be okay with disclosing these things. Jeremy Hogan did point out, though, that it's a very real possibility that the SEC could have already handed these over. We wouldn't actually know if it happened. But guys, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. The SEC has now come to this point where they either settle this case and not hand over the emails, or they push this case forward and are forced to hand them over. Let me know what you guys think. I am very curious. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.